welcome to another SOP live stream. Tonight is Friday night. I don't know what day it is. 5/21/21.
Yep.
So it's just going to be me and Gil tonight because Uncle Ed is busy. He has church obligations this evening, so we'll let him take a break. I show 3 inside right now. We've got Michael, CR, and Ms. Nina from Discover Sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, somebody else just snuck in. All right, enunciate yourself. We do have a few news topics to go over this evening, and I'll give it a few more moments for people to slide up on in here. And I have a special announcement for next Tuesday, and I will show that at the end of my live tonight. I think everybody will want to join that one, because I think it's going to be a pretty awesome live stream. We'll try and
I don't know what it is, folks, so I'm going to have to stick around too.
Well, I'll show it plenty of time so you can go get your stuff set up afterwards. Yeah. I will be nice. But for y'all sneaking in here, now we're up to 6.
Shady Hill just came in.
Good evening, Shady Hill. I have come up with a term for everybody that follows my live streams and my videos. You have become an ape. Advanced Preparedness Engineer. Welcome to the Ape Nation. So when people say you filthy apes, you can say, thank you. I'm glad I'm an advanced preparations engineer.
No. What you say is, we're not filthy. We bathe at least once a day, whether we need it or not. Hey, Lori.
Good evening, Miss Queen of the North.
And Brenda is here as well. Duncan 1900 Homestead.
Good evening.
Let me go ahead.
Most big channels have something to call their people. So last year, Gil and I came up with something very similar to this, but I kind of tweaked a little bit. So that's what we are now. We are advanced preparedness engineers, because most of us know better than to do the dumb things that a lot of other people are doing. That being said, 7 people all on up in here now. Don't forget to hit the like button.
A few more coming over from
Stringfield.
Tris and Lee. Yeah. We're at 8 now, 7 likes.
Thank you. Well, let's get some of the boring. We'll get some of the boring stuff out of the way here. Let me bring this other screen down here so I can see it better. It ain't going to move for you guys, but it moves for me. Earthquakes updated. Today, just past day, last 24 hours of 2.5 plus, 57 earthquakes. It's not too bad. It's actually relatively light comparatively. Hey, Stringfield. So, but what's not light are some of these bigger ones. Like a 6.5 down there off the islands. We have a very big one in China. And then another decent sized one also in China.
Yeah, that was the first one of the day.
Yep. So let's click off all that. And you can see just in this area, there's 12 earthquakes just in China. 2 of them are relatively large. Now, everybody's going to wonder, well, how bad are they? Well, if you look over here where you see the depth, it's 10 kilometers deep. That is actually something that can be felt on the ground. Okay, when they're when they're 200 to 300 kilometers deep, most people don't usually feel them unless it's an entire plate moving, and then it's going to be much bigger than a 7. It's up in the upper range of 8 or higher. But all these earthquakes correlate to, I'll just kill that one, the sun. Oh, wait, before we get there, I'm going to show Gil's. So here, I'll let Gil talk for a second.
All right. So this little star here in the middle here, you zoom in on it. So that is the 7.4, 7.3. All right. Now the lines you see around it here are intensity. So the ones that the more yellow, gold going to the red here is more intense, and as it goes out, it's less intense. So as I back it out here, the only problem is when the USGS does it. They block it out in a square, similar to. Let me show you this one here, real quick. Block it out. So that square there. I pull this one out. See how it just blocks out in a square? It doesn't go beyond that for the shaking. So on this one here, that's blocked out. It actually was felt much farther. It was felt down almost into Thailand. And so, so this is the shaking out in the area. All these cities out here were feeling it. They were rocking, rolling, and bouncing. And even down here into Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, and some of the other down in Nepal and some of these other areas, they had light tremblers, but it was felt a long ways. That was a shallow one that was kicking the crust behind.
And I'm sure there will be property damage out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just too shallow and too high of an intensity for there not to be damage. Even though some of the areas around there are fairly remote, China has got a lot of little teeny towns that aren't on the map, literally.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen how much China will actually let out to the major news media, which they usually don't.
Yeah, when some of these others start reporting down here in Burma, Nepal, and even down, the way it cut it off here. So I bet it was even felt into India with the shaking here, because they didn't even get to the really light colored lines, which are off the map usually. It was felt a lot farther out. So there's going to be, when other ones start saying that they were felt, they got to say, yeah, it was felt here too, but they're going to lower the death rate and the destruction and the
intensity,
the huts that fell over and stuff like that. That was a like I say, you pull this out to look at the size of the whole globe. You see how big of an area that was felt. That is friggin' big. Because that shook the whole plate. And you see how big, that's bigger than the entire country of Libya and Egypt put together. So, yeah.
Covers the entire Sinai Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
Plus half of Russia. Well, maybe a quarter of Russia.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is cut off here. There should be a lighter ring that's out farther. Usually when I see... Mm-hmm. I did Disney. Okay, I see the maps. There's usually I can see another ring or two lighter distance out, but since this was a huge one,
right. Due to the intensity, the depth, their program doesn't scale it out the way it should. Yeah. At least for general consumer use. Yeah. They have programs that they use in-house that show them everything. Yeah. They don't let us see that because, we don't want to cause no fear. Now, don't lie to me. Tell me the dang truth, people. I'm adult enough. I can handle the truth. Just because you got snowflakes working for you that can't handle the truth. Did I say that out loud?
Or you're working for snowflakes that can't handle the truth.
But, hey, Howie. But, to get back over here to my little palette of tabs. Earthquakes and solar activity are directly correlated to each other. So this is a SOHO observatory. Oops. Get my clicking right. And I'll drop a link to this one. There you be on that one. The SOHO Observatory. Where's the difficult? SOHO Observatory. Solar and heliospheric. I need to drink a coffee.
Wet that whistle.
That's it. All right, as you can see, this page right here gives you all kinds of pertinent information. This one right here is very useful. So when you hear about a solar flare or an EMP or, coronal mass ejection, whatever, CME, you can come here and check to see what SOHO's saying.
Yeah.
And people like Oppenheimer Ranch, when they scream, there's a huge massive solar flare coming our way, you can come over here and say, really? No, I don't. Show it. Now, I will say one thing. Their numbers here are actually spot on accurate because I check with suspicious observers every single day and they reported this accurately. So you can take this to be very, very trustworthy. Now over here, this part, not so much. They have a tendency to boo-boo these numbers a little bit, but they're human.
And those are projections.
They don't do retractions.
No, those are projections. Because that's for the 22nd.
What I'm saying is when they're wrong, they don't do retractions.
Yeah. You got to read down the fine print. Projections have a 75% chance of error.
Exactly. So there's the link for that one that you guys can go check out at your leisure. This is another place I would definitely keep an eye on if you're interested in what's going on with our planet. This is spaceweather.com. Another very valuable place for information. Because here you can see, highlights the sunspot that was over here when it popped last week. Hey, girl. And as you can see, it's coming in to face the Earth. It talks about the X-ray radiation, stuff like that. This is another view of the sun, which is updated relatively close to time. It's a few hours off, but it gives you a good idea. And even if you see something pop here right now, let's say you see a great big huge poof going this way. For one, that's behind the Earth. Coming this way, you ain't got to worry about it. If you see something that goes all the way around, a bright little poof that covers the entire screen, it comes out from all directions, that's headed directly at Earth. If it's over here, then there's a 75% chance it'll glancing below us.
Yeah, if it's aimed straight at us, don't forget we're moving. So if it's coming straight at us, it might, even though it's coming straight at where we're at now, tomorrow we're not going to be in that same spot.
Right. Well, facing this satellite actually is a little in front of the Earth. So in a geosynchronous orbit. So if it shows directly at us, it's going to hit us. That's why you need to pay attention to websites like this that actually can forecast it properly.
Yeah. And then, of course, there is the fact that the flares move at different speeds depending on.
Correct. You have your coronal hole wind speed and you have your CME speeds. They're never the exact same. Yeah. The last CME that we had recently, which left the sun last weekend, was also at the same time there was a coronal hole. So the two of them, the coronal hole actually caught up to the CME and pushed it to the Earth. And both were very slow, very delayed in getting here. And it did cause some geoinstability, geomagnetic instability. Nothing major. But you can come down through here and get all kinds. Even shows the fireballs, the little teeny asteroids and comets and all that. Good evening, Christy. Coming through and sparking up our night skies. It's got a list of all of them that are recent and upcoming, so you can keep an eye on that. And it talks about cosmic rays, something that you might want to pay attention to. I'm not going to go into detail with that because this website alone could take an hour plus discussion. I've been trying to get Ben from Suspicious Observers to join us, but he's a very busy person with the ranch and everything going on right now, so it's kind of hard to get him available to do it. Plus, he's also got bibbies. And we respect people with their bibbies.
Yeah.
And there's additional links down here. You got SDO, you got NOAA, you got Stereo. Stereo is a good one to look at because it can show what's facing the Earth, what's behind it. Sometimes they have no data. That's okay. And you got different colors of the sun to look at, different wavelengths. It's easy to see sometimes what's happening via different wavelengths.
I love those wavelengths when Suspicious Observers does it and explains the difference between each one.
Right. I'm not going to go into a lot of this because this alone will take over an hour to try and explain this in such a way that doesn't seem like it's way over everybody's head, because some of this stuff is still above my head and I've been studying it for the last 7 years. So I got to change something here real quick because we have come on, there we go. Breaking news. Schumer told the truth. Holy cow. Everybody check the status of the markets and everything else. Chuck
It's the
Schumer
big one,
told the truth.
Elizabeth. It's the big one. I'm coming, Elizabeth. How many people out there got that joke?
All right, Fred. I got it. Oh, wait, I just dated myself. Dang it. Anyway, yep. Chuck was visibly annoyed by the protesters, and after 24 of pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian demonstrators at a famous intersection were arrested in Times Square, he came out and said hate is against, well, basically this should say hate against anybody, not just these two groups. I don't, and this is just my personal opinion here, folks. I've stated it before. I'll state it again now. And if somebody don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is a fact. God created everybody equal. I don't see any difference in skin color. Skin color means absolutely nothing to me. If you show me respect, you'll get it back. You disrespect me, I'm going to knock the dust off my shoes and walk away. I don't care what skin color you got, what language you speak. Show me respect, you'll get it back. Treat me decently, you'll get treated the same way. You want to be something other than a kind, common person, I'm going to turn around and walk the other direction. I ain't got time for the negativity in my life. I got a boy to raise. I got to train him right. I got to teach him the right way to do things. And I want him to understand that hate serves no purpose in life. So, sorry, reading chat.
Yeah.
At least Christy got your reference. All right. So, are you rich?
Now I feel real old reading what Christy said.
I wasn't going to add that part. I seen it. I was going to ignore it. So, oops. There we go. Eco-friendly floating condos will let you live in luxury wherever there's water.
Until a tsunami comes along.
Well, actually, the way these are designed, they're supposed to literally roll with it. Because unless you're sitting at shore, these will roll with the punch.
Yeah.
Because what some people don't understand about a tsunami, and let me see if I can visualize it. You got your water and it's kind of floating on the top. It follows the seabed. So as long as the seabed doesn't jump up and back down real fast, if you're 200-300 yards off coast, then it's just going to kind of roll with the water. The tsunami doesn't roll like you see regular coastal waves constantly. It just kind of rolls and builds up height as it gets closer to shore. So depending on how far out these are, you should be relatively safe as long as your anchor buoy isn't too shallow.
Yeah, that could be a problem. All of a sudden you go up, all of a sudden you stop going up and tilt, and the water keeps going up. That could be a problem.
It could be. But, I haven't did a whole lot of research into these. Why? Because I can't afford the darn thing.
Me neither.
It
looks cute.
And that's the reason I put it up here tonight, because I thought it was kind of cute and interesting, for somebody who may be wealthier than I. Hey, Butch.
Hey, Butch.
Solar powered. Solar, not nuclear, solar. The reactor hidden under me. Oh, man, I ain't supposed to talk about that. All right, let's get on to something a lot more depressing now. I tried to save the fun stuff for first. Hey, CB. Oh, go away, Alexa. Or whatever Apple's thing is. Vaccine boosters could be necessary as soon as the fall. Well, if y'all been watching my channel with any regularity, you'll see the little news clip I put out last night, and I'm going to discuss that here real quick while we're here. There is a video which I posted last night of it, and I showed what my pastor showed. I have spoken with Doc Bones today about it, and Doc said he's had the 2-shot, and it doesn't stick to him. So neither one of us can actually figure out what's actually going on. No, I'm not the smartest cookie in the jar, but there's very few things. I can pull out one of those rare earth magnets. I could go pull a circuit off of a motherboard or something that I've got laying around and show you that it's not strong enough to hold it to your skin.
Mhm.
So
Well,
I'm not sure what's actually going on. Now, even if a person has got laced with heavy metals in their body, it's usually not it's usually not in high enough quantity
yeah.
for your body, a magnet to stick to your body, because they don't stick to me unless I put glue on it. And now I
That's
know
what
my
something I
pastor didn't
noticed
do that.
on one of the videos. I thought it was kind of interesting. Well, they stuck it up here, and there was a red spot, and they stuck it here, and it stuck here. And the guy went and moved it down here, way down here, and it's still stuck.
Right. Well, if you look at the one from my pastor, it did the same on that gentleman as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but there's
I'm
one,
not sure what's going on.
There's one I know is a fraud, because I saw them. Basically, they were sticking it on one side, and when they moved it, they flipped the magnet over. They tried to palm flip it over, and then it stuck. It wouldn't stick on the one side, and it stuck on the other side. And they changed the magnet over, and it stuck.
Right.
So I have a feeling that on that particular one, they put some
There unfortunately, there's going to be people who will dupe it or fake it just to get notoriety, to get their 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I trust my pastor. I know he's not going to lie to me, because if he lies like that, he's going to have to answer the man upstairs, and he's just not going to do that. So I trust what my pastor says. The other video, the one I showed before that, leaves a lot to be desired as far as clarity and honesty. Yeah. So, and Doc said it doesn't stick to him, but he's going to see what he can find out, and I'm going to dig some more tomorrow when I got time and see if I can't find out more information as well. So take that information with a grain of salt.
Yeah. And the other thing I noticed too is that on some of the videos out there, not of this, but previous when people getting shots, they're using 3 different size needles, diameter. Yeah. So the little skinny ones, normal ones, you're probably not getting anything in through that. But if you get one of the big fat ones, that could probably have something where they're putting that little beep, 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 beep.
Well, the thing is, even if somebody were to stick one of those little teeny grain rice sized things into your arm, which I'm going to tell you right now would be painful enough where you're not going to like it. It's not meant to go in the arm because there's too much muscle right next to the edge of the skin, and it would literally irritate a hole through your muscle. Okay. Yeah. At least that's my understanding of it. And I reserve the right to be wrong. I am human. But a magnet's not going to stick to it. There's not enough metal inside that little teeny tip to stick to your arm. So there's something flaky going on. I don't know what it is. The Johnson & Johnson shots do not exhibit the same print stuff as the Pfizer and the other company. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So just take that information with a grain of salt. Let's see if it pans out to anything more or less. Yeah. I'm not trying to do fear stuff here. That's why I say I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
I do know, Dave, that if they actually get a shot down here in the front of your wrist here, that is the place where they'll put a chip.
Actually, it's the back of the hand.
Well, I mean, those are there. I know there's back here, back of the hand, but down in here, about 2 inches from the bending point. Get here, about 2 inches down from the bending point, in line between the muscles and the tendons here, it'll float.
Right.
So that'd be, if they're doing shots anywhere on the lower part of the arm, that I'd be worried about.
Yeah, thank you, Perry. That's the name of AstraZeneca. It's the Pfizer and AstraZeneca variants are what people are reporting. So, like I said, I don't know what's going on. There's something weird going on with it. It don't make no sense. A magnet should never stick to your arm, period, unless you've got metal in it. And so if these people don't have normal metal, that means you're getting it somewhere else. So, well, Albany, my pastor did it, and I trust what my pastor says. I've known the man for over 20 years. He's never lied to me once, and if he does lie, he's got to answer to God, not me anyway. Yeah. So, with that being said, when he showed it to me, it was like, yeah, I'm going to get a hold of Doc Bones on this. And I also sent it to a nurse friend of mine that lives here in Ohio, and she hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I also know she's extremely busy with everything that she's got going on. So there is some validity to it, just not sure what it is or why it's happening.
Yeah.
So the next little news tidbit is now there is a new triple variant over in Yorkshire from our friends across the pond. And let me give you all a bit of background here, because in case y'all forgot last year, the UK was the first one to exhibit the first mutation of the red dragon. That was the very first mutation was in the UK. Now they're saying they have a triple mutant variant there in the UK. Okay, so
Yeah.
the pattern history repeats itself.
My
I've already
question, based on historical other patterns and stuff, anyways, would be, all right. So the new triple variant is in Yorkshire. What is the variant that's ravaging India right now? Is it related? Is it closely related to this new Yorkshire?
No,
variant?
it's something different. It's an entirely different strain mutation. At least from the information I've been able to dig up. Getting information out of there is really hard right now, because that is more of a controlled environment for information getting out.
Yeah. Yeah, because the reason I was saying, because you look at the old British Empire, where were two of their big satellite posts, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
India, Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, Christy. Children, I swear. Anyway, but
actually, Christy, going through my mind, it's always the New Mutants, the TV show.
So keep your eyes open on this new triple mutant variant. Just keep your eyes open. We don't have enough information to go in depth in it right now. So this would be great for those of you who like I can't even say the word no more. California. There it is. California Governor Gavin Newsom has garnered enough signatures to qualify for the November ballot. But a fading red dragon crisis and an astounding windfall of tax dollars has reshuffled the recall election, which means, guess what? He's not going to get recalled.
They're lying through their teeth to stack the numbers in his favor.
Exactly. So that,
and you know what's going to happen after the next election? Whoop! That cash windfall. Oh, it was a clerical error. We thought we had it coming.
Yeah,
it's not
because
there.
What I find funny is it was less than a year ago that the state legislature of California contacted Washington, D.C. and said, help, we're broke, we need help. And it wasn't but, a month ago, Gil? They said, we have a several $billion surplus of funds in this state.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody be lying through their teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, and they keep getting so much money out and stuff. They just started doing their own version of Pelosi's stimulus package for those that are how do I say it politically correct? I can't. Those on welfare and stuff, to get a stimulus package for them. Well, wait a minute, they're not working anyways. Why do they need a stimulus package? They haven't worked. But yeah, they were getting $600. A $600 stimulus package for all those people, but those that actually worked or were laid off from work didn't get it.
Yeah, it's bass backwards for definite sure.
Mm-hmm. They were buying votes.
So I figured some foodies would like some information this evening. I figured I'd change it up toward the end here.
Ooh.
Pineapple flavored strawberries. Excuse me. Or, darn it, white strawberries. And I can post a link to this so y'all can go read it at your leisure if you want. But they're a hula berry.
There it is.
You can buy them from Walmart, Amazon, and Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to pick up some hula berries. Then you can do the hula in your own yard if you so choose.
Oh,
And I have hit,
there's a pollination ratio there too.
yeah, 3-to-1.
Yeah.
3 hula berries for 1 red. That way you make sure you get a good crop. That's why I suggest you, if you are interested, you go read this and the other stuff that you can find here in this article.
Is Courtney in the chat? She was talking about
I have not seen
that.
her.
Yeah.
I have not seen her yet. I don't know. Maybe she's mad at me. I don't know. Okay. Not worried about it. If she is, she'll tell me. I think. I know she said she'd be on yours tonight, so.
Yeah.
Ms. Nina. And another foodie one. Taco Bell's most controversial menu item is back for a limited time. Finally, somebody listened to their customers.
No, if they were listening to their customers, they would have brought back the Mexican pizza because they got a boatload of flack on that one.
Well, apparently they got it on the chicken sandwich too, or the naked chicken chalupa.
Yeah.
It's a fried chicken shell. And I honestly don't know if I'd like that or not. I really don't. I like a regular chalupa, the steak one, but I don't know if I'd want a chicken one like that. It sounds a little too much like a heart attack waiting to happen with all that fried grease. I get enough grease in my life. I don't need to add Taco Bell to the list. All right, ladies. Out there throwing y'all selves under the bus. Knock it off. Y'all good people. And lastly, kind of more of a I have eaten at Taco Bell before and not had any issues. I have friends of mine who have eaten at Taco Bell and did the 50-yard dash to the outhouse. And he didn't make it. If you're doing compost piles, and see, I used to do what they're saying not to do, and I never had any issues, but that's, everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. This is just a warning. Certain animal products can introduce harmful bacteria into your garden, mainly poultry stuff. That's one of the biggest ones. But and I'll post a link to this one for anybody that would like to read it as well. You have to be very careful about what you put in your compost pile.
I would have to say that warning is intended for those that buy commercially grown eggs and stuff, not homegrown eggs.
Well,
where you're in a more controlled environment.
Well, part of it too is I think, and this is where somebody who, like Howie, maybe if he's listening, could verify or disprove either way. When you go to put something like eggshells or banana peels, anything like that, something that's really hard or really thick, crushing the eggshells into little teeny bits and cutting your banana peels up into smaller bits allows bacteria to break it down faster. And there's a less chance of it creating a harmful bacteria because a good bacteria is breaking it down faster. What I think they're referring to in this, and like I said, I could be wrong, is people are just taking, a full banana peel or a bunch of eggshells and throwing them in and just rolling it over rather than trying to, crush it down.
Yeah, because banana peels, orange peels, everything take a long time to break down. Right. Eggshells you really have to break up, otherwise you'll find them there 2 years later.
Right, and that gives harmful bacteria a place to grow. So if you make the items smaller, you're not going to take and throw a whole head of cabbage into a compost heap and expect it to break down quickly. It's not. You need to break that up. Even if it's slightly rotten, you got to break it up into smaller pieces. So worms will start eating on it faster, and the other bacteria that's in the compost pile will break it down faster.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know how to do compost, this would be a great article for you to read into. And boy, that's a pretty juicy looking carrot. A pretty big carrot. So if you're interested, I put the link up there. Oh, that is true, Nina. It is very true. We have people who like to do that kind of misinformation stuff. Before we go too far, when we're done here, I'm going to throw a link to this out there now so I don't forget. Gil doesn't have to worry about it later. That's where we're going right after this one's over. So now it's time for my sneak little peek. Time for me to do a little embarrassing here. So I want y'all to watch this real quick.
Oh man, the music stopped.
So next Tuesday here on my channel, we're going to have the lovely Miss Nina and Miss Mouse Toes up here discussing canning tips, tricks, anything y'all need to know. Have your questions and notepads ready because both these ladies are phenomenal when it comes to canning. And Miss Nina has an ace up her sleeve. She got a freeze dryer, so she can answer questions about that as well. So next Tuesday, we already got it all planned out. A special night with an awesome set of guests. Of course, you'll have me and Al, or me and Gil, and maybe Al if he's not busy. So next Tuesday is going to be a very interesting and informative night.
Yeah,
so you got any more news you want to share there, Mr. Gil?
I'm just checking, make sure of one thing, what I got on for next Tuesday. For Gray Man Prepping Tactical Tuesday, it's going to be all about knots, tying knots.
Oh, you're not talking the kind you put on somebody's head?
No,
not that knot. A billy club at the back of the head.
I'm talking about like Uncle Al says. Did you like my imitation of Uncle Al? I'm getting that down pretty good. Yeah, that's gonna be good next Tuesday though.
Yep.
There's gonna be some awesome information you have on your channel.
So if you come by this video, this live stream later on when it goes live after we've broadcast, and you haven't subscribed to Ms. Nina, get over and subscribe to Ms. Nina at Discover Sustainable and Mouse Toes at Mouse Toes. And like Mouse Toes says, if she can do it, anybody can do it. Okay. I'm not going to use her exact words. I'll let her do that when she comes up here. But yeah.
Okay.
No problem there, Carol. We'll take care of that.
Still got another 20 minutes to go. Hope you got more information.
Actually, we're going to open it up to chat for the first time on a Tuesday in a while.
Woo!
Chat, what news topic would you like to see covered? Because
what interesting news tidbit that we haven't talked about did you see?
Because with this newer computer, I can actually do more than say, can somebody else look that up? I get to look it up now. And that way you can hide my ugly face up here.
Well, let me take a look at something. So I can see what's up on that.
Well, we can also see what's newsworthy. Let's see if China.
Gotta work on my stupid cough, man. I forgot to take my allergy medicine the last 2 days. So I got postnasal drip, which is just tickling the heck out of my throat, causing me to cough left and right and center.
Okay, right now, I'm going to move this over here so I can. Oh. And now y'all can strain to read it while I adjust my sizing. There you go. Well, sort of. Hold on. I got to change that. It was too small for me to see. And that made it way even smaller for you. So there we go. Apparently, there has been some injuries, and unfortunately, the other type right here, 3 and 27.
Yep.
So there is damage over there. Unfortunately, there are videos. I'm not going to play them, but just go to Google and type in China earthquake, and you can find the information there. Did you find something, Gil, you wanted to share?
No, I'm checking here because I'm just doing some research and trying to find some stuff I saw earlier today. Well, the interesting thing, a friend of mine that went to work for the Bay Area Rapid Transit System between Oakland, San Francisco, and the Bay Area there, found a $100 Canadian bill laying on the ground and $15 in cash, American cash with it. And he goes, well, I got $15. I don't think the Canadian bill's worth much. And later on, he added another thing. Oh, I found out it's worth $85 US.
Lori, I didn't get nothing. Did you, Gil? Lori said she tried to send us some vids.
Let me take a look. See here.
I haven't checked Facebook lately.
I'm on.
That's about as
Facebook
depressing
right
as
now. So let me go back here. I don't know who that is. So this here is. What does she say? Do you have that? That explain what you're doing with your two? No, she's just asking me about my about what I'm doing with the two different channels I'm running. And nope, that's just that other stuff.
Wow, this is discouraging. White House enlists dating apps to encourage vaccines. Why? What the? Face palm. I can't do it because there's a microphone in my way.
Yeah.
Really? Of all the areas we really don't need the government interfering is people's dating life, should they be single and looking. I definitely don't need them telling me, you need to do this. No, I stay single. Thank you very much. I don't need y'all's input because half the time y'all lie. I'll say it to their face. What are they going to do? Show up here with black SUVs and arrest me? For what? I did nothing wrong. And as far as I know, the Constitution still stands. The Second Amendment gives me the right to free speech. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree and move forward.
Yeah, shoot, those news tidbits are, gosh, man. It's happened again to me just now on Facebook. Every third in my news feed, every third item in there is an ad today.
Yeah, that's prevalent. Malaysia is seeing more red dragon issues, which is not good. And now, if you remember, last year I said there'd be a second wave. Earlier this year, I said there was going to be a third wave. Guess what? Miss Nina, a lot of people got sucked in by somebody's smooth jazz talking. We'll leave it at that.
Well, I got a little tidbit here on news on unemployment stuff.
Oh, Taco Bell, more foodie stuff.
The employee shortage is so bad that long-haired freaky people can now apply and get hired.
And can anybody guess what that's from? Do 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 do.
Oh, you're gonna get dinged.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
I have no idea.
What do you mean you have no idea?
What that's from?
It's from a song.
Is it country western?
No, it's from rock.
Oh, that okay.
Yes, Signs. All right. Taco Bell serving up new Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It has a pina colada twist. Now, in my younger days, I really liked pina coladas. They're very mild and great tasting because I like coconut. I don't know if I would like my coconut mixed with Mountain Dew. I really don't think I would. New mask policies here in Ohio. It's supposed to be dropping off at the first of the month. Yay. And keep an eye on these little tit for tat things going on overseas. That is a area of contention at the moment. Oh, are you Canadians? Quit being so stingy. Canada receiving COVAX supply while other countries go without.
Public service announcement here from Patty Hicks, that everyone knows her as the Tinker's wife. All right, from the healthyamerican.org, hosted a thing basically referencing some of the businesses are and stuff are thinking about doing because the CDC says, hey, you can take your masks off. Title III of the U.S. Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination based on medical condition, i.e., unvaccinated.
But see, there's also a clause in there which allows the U.S. government to enforce policies which contradict certain laws.
But the thing is, this is not U.S. government. These are for businesses saying, oh, well, right, we want to see your, yeah.
Right, but the U.S. government can give these businesses the ability to do so due to public health crises, which is considered a public health crisis.
Unfortunately, Dave, it's just the opposite of this right now because they're saying you don't need to wear your masks anymore.
For those who are vaccinated. For those who are vaccinated at a workplace.
But the way the numbers are diving so much, we're actually technically we're below a pandemic level now.
Oh, we have been.
So, yeah. And so basically businesses say, that, oh, we want to see proof that you've been vaccinated. It's illegal for them to ask for proof because that's part of the medical stuff. And all along, if a person has had something like OCPD, where they couldn't wear a mask, they didn't have to say, all they need to say is, I got a medical condition. That's all they needed to say.
Right. You do not have to disclose you do not have to disclose what your medical condition is, but you do have to have one. So if it is taken into a court of law, let's say you go into Target and you walk in without your mask and you're physically accosted and pushed out of the store, you can then turn around and go after the store for physical abuse and, psychological damages, although I'm not recommending it because you're going to need a really good attorney. But when you get into court, you can say, Your Honor, here's my medical paperwork. I do not wish this to be shared with the world, but I'd like to enter it into evidence. And then the judge is going to say, well, yeah, you had a legitimate reason, which I have a legitimate reason. I sucked diesel fumes for the better part of 30 years. That'll tear anybody's lungs up.
Yeah. So that was the
Mr. Putin gaining some worldwide attention at the moment. He's going to knock the teeth out of any power that tries to take a chunk. I'm not scared. Judge ruled that MyPillow CEO can keep his address secret, which I think it should have been. I don't think anybody should be forced to disclose their address when, they're receiving death threats like that.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan's asking for our help. Why? We can't take care of ourselves. How are we going to help y'all? That's just being blatantly honest.
Yeah.
If you need an air fryer, the top rated Insignia air fryer is just $50. That's 60% off, folks. Go get you an air fryer. Somebody want to loan me $50? Hello, anybody? I don't have one. And starting tomorrow, I'll start a GoFundMe account at yahoo.com. Not really. I'm kidding.
Oh, if anybody hasn't seen it, the Broussard Homestead, Brett posted a video from inside the cab of his fire truck.
It's
they were
wet.
driving around, and he goes, that car is floating, as they drove by the car. So yeah, that was some major. Here we go. Storm damage down there in Louisiana. So yeah, they got some.
Just a little extra water.
Yeah, just a little bit of water there.
Yeah. And let's get back to our politicians always telling us the truth. So for those people who are anticipating it, snowflakes, they're not getting it.
All right, go ahead and pull that off.
Okay, let's see. We got a few more moments yet. Aw, are you lonely? Here's how to counter loneliness and social isolation. Get out and mingle anyway. There's Miss Courtney. We were talking about you earlier, ma'am.
Oh, she was out there. Hey, she was out there mingling. She was at Walmart.
Yeah, sure she was. Mm-hmm. That's her story. She can stick to it, but I'm wondering, U.S. judge orders Dakota Access Oil Pipeline can remain open. Well, that's a good thing for those who had jobs on that pipeline that need those jobs to pay the bills so they can feed their families. I'm not going to go any further into details on that because I don't know it all. But I know those who are working and were laid off due to it, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I can answer that in one word. It begins with O and it ends with an A. And most of you should be able to figure out who that is. And the one that was before him. His name begins with a G and a B. Teacher shortage. They're probably getting too much in unemployment, so they're not going to go back. Women, one way to prevent dementia. I wouldn't trust it.
Ooh, UK tells China we believe in rule of the sea.
Yeah, considering they were one of the first nations to actually rule the seas.
Yeah. And they putting their aircraft carrier out there saying,
yeah, it's a pretty astonishing aircraft carrier.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to head out of here and go over and get mine set up. And so hopefully I'll see everybody over on Camp Patton Family Compound. So I'm switching over to the other one. So I'll see you all over there in about 6 minutes or so.
See you there. So one last thing, if Al was here, he'd be happy, tickled pink to see this. So yeah, exotic materials from unidentified aerial vehicles. UAVs. I thought that's what we called our drones. I don't know. Major overhaul to a nuclear test reactor. That's pretty scary. Let's hope it don't melt down and turn into Chernobyl. And oatmeal could be good for weight loss if people prepare it using these dietary improvements. Pooey. So that's the news for this evening. And I'm going to play the little clip one more time for those who may have missed it. And after that, we're going to shut down and everybody can go ahead and go over, get yourself a drink, use the potty, whatever. And after this little clip, I'll see you guys over there.